What is up? Welcome to another day. Currently day 66. Damn. We are flying through this challenge, man. Like, I swear it was just the other day. It was day 1. And I was still figuring out how to use OBS to live stream. And I remember Drew came into the chat and he was like, your mic, it's like, I can barely hear you talking. Man, those were the days. Yo, PN, what's good? How you doing? Good to see you. I can see that because I started a little earlier. PN has joined us today. So it's a pleasure for you to be here. Thank you, Emilio. What's good? How you doing? Boys, how are we all doing? So we are so close. Like, it's just like this much. Like, I don't know if you could just like that much, man. We're like this close, yeah? We're that close to launching our app, man. We are so close. Yesterday I was able to complete the URL plus backend server. We basically completed the login. Like, check this out. Look how clean this login page looks. Now, don't mind the logo. The logo looks a bit ass right now, but we are gonna fix that. That's just a simple fix away. Let me just actually tell this agent right here. Logo in the login page needs fixing. But yeah, we're so freaking close. Yesterday we were able to log in with our Google account that paid, and it was working fine. So the next logical step here is to try and log in with an email that hasn't paid, and let's see if it works. I hope everyone's having a good day today. Bro, I came at days 42, doing good, and you? I'm doing good, bro. I mean, you're going to finish it today. I hope I finish it today. Like, I'm this close to finishing it. When I finish it, our streams are gonna shift because they're gonna go more towards marketing and how we can kind of grow the app in terms of revenue while also kind of doing updates simultaneously. So I want you guys to kind of understand that the last kind of 20-30 days has been a very heavy vibe coding live stream. But after this app goes live, we're basically going to have to tackle a bunch of different buckets, okay? There's gonna be marketing that we're gonna have to tackle. There's gonna be my own content to promote this app that we're going to have to, script and think about what to say. We're going to look into potentially creating like a Twitter and X account for this and doing like a big promo video. I'm also thinking simultaneously, we are going to need to, build and fix bugs as the app launches and goes live. So there's we're only going to get busier once this app goes live. This is the big thing I've been working on, the big release. I'm going to launch it and no one's going to care. But that's fine. That's part of launching things. I'm trying not to get too excited because I know that when I launch it, no one's going to care. And I feel like that's like part of being an entrepreneur is like, you don't want to hype yourself up too much. You don't want to psych yourself up too much because it can just flop. It can just be a big flop. So yeah, I'm trying not to hype myself up too much about this launch. But I am really excited and I'm really keen. Slyphorn, what's good? You are actually early. Yo, I can officially say Slyphorn has woken up early today. All right? You have to finish it. Yo, I'm going to finish it. Yo, hey, if I'm getting this energy throughout the live stream, you damn know I'm going to try my best to finish it. Must be sleeping. Yo, Slyphorn, that's all you, mate. You're a big sleeper, mate. Kick, it's good to see you again. I hope you've been well. I hope things are going well for you. So yeah, the only really things we need to fix, like let's actually go through the launch checklist, all right? Because every single one of these points took a decent amount of time. First, we got the freaking landing page, all right? Like, look at this shit, yeah? The landing page probably took like 2 live streams alone to build. We can probably get Claude to stop automating our website. This is a landing page. It's already live, buildwithace.ai. Feel free to check it out. The payment's not going to work. We're in sandbox mode at the moment. But yeah, It's really handy dandy, works like a charm. I'm really happy with how the landing page has turned out. It's really small. Like, it doesn't say a whole lot. I need to replace the placeholder here. So for the first few people that do buy the product and want to test it out, feel free to leave a good review because your name will likely be on here. Yeah, I just feel like it goes straight to the point, you know? It shows the different workflows that you can do inside of the app. It also shows, you know, the different AI models, like why pick one when you can pick all three. Everyone knows that advertisement I'm talking about, right? Where it's to do with the tacos, and there's like the soft shell tacos and the hard tacos, and the girl is in between like her two uncles fighting, and then she's like, why not do both? And then there's like this massive ad about how like you can buy soft shell tacos and hard tacos inside of the same box. It's the same thing. Why pick one when you can pick all three? Actually doesn't flow as hard. Maybe I should kind of like tweak it a little so it flows a bit harder. Man, I've either thrown my car keys in the bin or dad's pinched them without me knowing. Gonna be interesting morning. Where you off to, Slyphorn? You chucking me on in on the radio while you driving, bro? Listen to my beautiful voice. A bit of ASMR for you. So yeah, we did the landing page. Payment gateway. Oh my God. Payment gateway. Dude, if you are doing payment gateway for the first time and you have no idea what you're doing, I'll tell you right now, this thing is a pain in the ass. I'm still not fully 100% sure this thing's working. I hope it's working. Next thing is the looping mechanism. Like, dude, the looping mechanism I think is pivotal to the app's success, but far out, it was actually really hard to loop agents together. And honestly, we still need to improve how well it does that. URL plus backend server, that's got to do with, you know, once the user has paid, does it all work? You know, is he being allowed inside of the app? Like all of last live stream, I kept trying to log into the app and I was locked out of my own app. As the developer, I can't even sign into my app. I was like, what the hell? Like I've messed up here. We got the onboarding. Now this is actually going to be the biggest time consuming thing, I think, because I'm trying to do a very particular onboarding method. I don't know if you guys saw my testing viral AI tools video, but I basically tested this tool called Clicky, right? And Clicky has a really cool onboarding method. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. But I basically wanted to recreate something like Clicky. I'm trying to sell you guys on the vision, okay? But I thought this was really cool. Let me know if I'm tripping. I thought this was cool.
Moments later.
Whoa. Hey, my name is Farza, and this is Clicky. Clicky is a little AI
like, how cool is
that follows you around your screen as you use your computer. And so how it works is, all you have to do is press Control Option. Don't do it yet, it's not going to work. If you only use where you press
It's also interesting.
then you talk to Clicky.
So what's really cool
in that moment, Clicky can see your screen.
Right after I downloaded Clicky, right? The moment after I downloaded this app, Clicky actually popped up. And Farza, this is the creator of Clicky, he actually starts talking to you through a video. And he moves and follows your mouse around exactly how Clicky would, with the video following the mouse. I thought it was a really handy, interactive.
So let's say you're trying to write a better tweet. Let's say you're trying to learn how to color grade a video in After Effects and have no idea how. Let's say you're using Claude Code and want to use
like
skills.
How clean and handy is that?
Properly use skills in your project. No matter what it is, just hold it down, talk to Clicky. Clicky
Tweet.
and it can talk to you back.
Let's test this out. All right.
So yeah, I want to create something similar, except I'm gonna pop up in the onboarding. Not Farza, unfortunately. Couldn't afford him. But imagine for the onboarding, you just hire some like actor. Like you hire like Dave Chappelle or something. Who's in that Cameo app where you can like hire a bunch of random like kind of B-list, C-list celebrities? It would be so funny if you hired some random B-list celebrity to be on your onboarding. Wouldn't that be just like the cream on the cake to like an enjoyable app? Because at the end of the day, that's all an app is, right? It's like, how much enjoyment can someone get out of using your app? If people enjoy it, then there's going to be more around that. Make sure that you do a security audit. Yes, I do. Any recommendations on that? I'll kick. But my kind of understanding was that I've got Stripe for payments. So the payments and everything is handled because it's through the Stripe, and Stripe handles all the security on that end. I've got sign in with Google. Google handles the sign in. Everything in terms of like the data on the user is local. So there's pros and cons to this. I think the pro to being local is the fact that I don't need to worry too much about security, because that is actually, it's all on their device. They're in charge of their own security. When it comes to saving all their data in like a database, so that like if they got a new laptop, it would switch over. I don't know. Maybe we can see in the future. I'm cautious with the API keys. Well, the thing with this is it connects to the user's native CLI. So Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, it all connects natively. So they don't even ask for API keys. The only thing that it would ask for is your GitHub integration key, actually. I need to get some cat food, just realizing my feed wasn't live. Lol, let's go Doobie Vibe ASMR. I just asked Claude, that's what I call security, LMAO. Yo, old kick. Amelia roasting you right now, not gonna lie. All right, so like I said, let's try out the continue with Google with a shitty account. Also, the other thing, building a website end to end that looks nice through the app. So that was another big thing as well. You know, when we actually built the app, like the foundation and everything to do with the app was built. And you know what happened? We used it and it built a really ugly website. Like, it was actually embarrassing. I actually had to walk away and grab a cup of water because the chat was roasting me so hard. And so now we're actually able to build really nice looking websites. I'm going to log in and show you what they look like in a second. Embedded links need to work. So another thing was like the ability to like just chuck in a link on the board and it shows what that link is visually, you know? So I sent in my live stream and it was able to actually come up with the thumbnail of my live stream and the name. And so that's really cool when you're connecting context to an agent. It's like, oh, cool. Now here's a video that I can connect, and the transcription of that video is context for the agent. So this could be really useful if you're trying to build like a script writing agent. And now all I got to do is I go into YouTube and I just look up a video, how to write good scripts. And now all of a sudden I can literally just share this video, copy this link and just paste it right into my thing as context for my agent. I'm going to show you all of this in a second. Set a new branch in GitHub. So I think Emilio was actually telling me more about this, but basically I need to separate the developer app with the live app. So every time I make changes, it actually goes to the developer app first and then goes to the live app if it works. That way I'm not breaking anyone's experience on the live app. Anyway, I'm yapping too much. Let's go ahead and log in with a fake account that hasn't paid yet. And let's see if that works. I'm logging in. You're not seeing it, but it's on my other laptop screen. I've logged in and boom, no ACE subscription on this account. Let's go. So we now know that someone can't just log in with an account that doesn't work. All right. Now, if I click this button, view plans. Oh, wow. I didn't know you could actually just pay here. Could be like, let's try it. Let's try it. Continue to checkout. Okay, wow. This has just gone ahead and opened my Stripe checkout. Boom. There you go. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty handy dandy. I didn't know you could actually do that into the app. So there you go. Full of surprises. New here, good work, interesting. Thanks, Imagination Scene. Thanks for joining us today. So yeah, okay, cool. So now we can actually pay, refresh access, manage billing. All right, let's try this. If I was to actually now pay for this, then I would be technically able to just refresh access and log me in. No? So let's try that. Let's try that flow. I'm going to go ahead and pay for this. Where's my phone? So because I'm using Stripe sandbox mode, the payment isn't going to go through. So even though it's saying to put my credit card details in, I've noticed even though after I put it in, it's not going to go through. Like you can kind of see here, right? You can kind of see like it's still charging me, but that payment isn't going to go through. So let's see. Let me see if this works. I'm paying for the account so that it has access to the app. This is what we're testing right now. And double click to pay. Does anyone else just only use Apple Pay for everything? Because it's just too convenient. Okay, I've paid. Now what? Boom. See that? Payment received. Return to Ace and choose refresh access to unlock the app. So it's saying refresh access. This button right here. Okay. So now all I got to do is press refresh access and it should work. Boom! Let's go! Let's freaking go! We are officially inside. All right, everything's working smooth. Hope your GitHub update thing is secure because else someone can download and change, decode, and use without paying. Yes, it is a private GitHub. So I don't know how secure those are. I'm assuming they're pretty secure. How do you check security issues? According to Allkick, I just got a message, Claude, and it'll tell me what to do. Decan, what is going on? I haven't seen you in a hot minute. It's good to see you, man. I've missed you. I hope you're doing well. For those that don't know, Decan helped me create one of the logos for my apps. And I actually ended up using it. The only issue is I never end up launching the app. So shout out to Can for that. Another question for anyone here. What's better, a super cool single app or multiple smaller and simpler apps? This is actually a question that we tried to answer ourselves. And we answered this through what I like to call the autonomous app factory. Now, this was an era of the live streams where we were literally just working on this autonomous app factory for like 20 live streams straight. I know Allkick remembers. I know there's Slyphorn in the chat who remembers. Literally, the autonomous app factory took over my brain up until about from here, day 23, all the way up to day 40. I'm going to say day 50. And the whole concept was to launch apps autonomously with this team of AI agents. And that is actually what led me to building this app, because I was like, why not launch apps? Why not just be able to launch anything? Why not be able to build anything with a team of AI agents? The concept is actually building the team. And so that's how I came up with this app. You can now build a team of AI agents, whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, however many. And you can now experience what I experienced when building the autonomous app factory. It was literally just pumping out apps. Barcode, what's good? Currently building ACE, agentic coding environment. Feel free to read the description to understand the journey so far, where the money's come from, all that good stuff. But for those that are joining who are new here, let me walk you through the app. And also, if you want to test it, there's a link in the description. You can be one of the first to get emailed about it on the wait list. I think the link is like a few links down. Yeah. So when you want to go to build a new project, this is what you're left with. Start from scratch or build a team. I'd recommend building a team. Name it what you want. So let's go through it right now. Let's build a Pomodoro. Is it Pomodoro timer? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? What's it called? Pomodoro timer? Yes. Just making sure I'm spelling it right. All right, we're gonna call this Pomodoro timer test. We're gonna get it to build an app for us. Continue. So now, what are you trying to build? The more details you give, the better. We'll use this to assemble the team. So I was about to use Whisperflow, but if you don't have Whisperflow, I'm paying for your voice annotation here. Part of what the $15 a month gets you. You just click this. I want to build a Pomodoro timer app inside of my Mac that I can just click, and a small little window pops up that I can just set up the Pomodoro timer. An alarm goes off when the timer hits 0. Boom. In-app transcription works. All right. Now, this is really cool, and I haven't seen a lot of people using this yet, but if you hit continue, the native AI inside of the app now thinks about your mission, okay? What are you trying to build? It thinks about it, and then if it works, fingers crossed, it should come back to me with some questions. So let's see. It's taking a bit longer than I thought it would. Maybe I need to create like a cooler loading screen, something that shows the AI in the background working. But there we go. All right, let's remove the guesswork. Drafted from your mission, each answer sharpens the brief before the team forms. Where do you want to use the finished app? This tells the team what to build end to end and where the result should run. Mac app I can open, inside Ace, browser app, custom. So probably Mac app I can open. Now obviously this isn't, the UI doesn't look too great here. It's a bit squished. So I'm probably gonna extend this to come out a little bit further. So let me just take a screenshot in here and just let Claude know. I'll let him know here. The onboarding when creating a new project for step 2 is a little bit squished. You can see the questions that it's asking. They're a bit squished. There's a lot of negative space around the box, as you can see in the screenshot. And so I'm just wondering if we can kind of better space the questions that are being asked, so the user doesn't feel like it's all squished and the UI looks ugly. All right, so how complete should the first version feel? Usable end to end. What should Ace avoid building? This prevents the workflow from drifting into the wrong artifact type. Do not build a website. Okay, what should Ace avoid building? Do not build a website. This one's interesting because it should kind of be multiple choice, right? Do not write code unless needed. I guess it's do not build a website. Yeah, sure. Click that. What does a successful output look like? So I'd say ready to use, ready for review, source backed, ready to use. All right, continue. Now for this, let's use a team of, so you can pick up to 7, but it's a pretty simple task. So I'm just gonna go with 3. Continue. It's gonna be a once off, obviously. Continue. And then it's gonna kind of come up with the roles, okay? And each role, you can kind of see the prompt that the agent has been given. And you can kind of come in here and fix it and change it. Maybe you want Gemini to be the research agent, which is actually kind of what I do want. Yes, that's what I want. I'm going to then use Claude here to plan. And then I'm going to use Codex to build. Maybe better to ask these questions on their card, on there on card, then hit continue button to go to next. Nah, I kind of like it. And the thing is, it depends. The amount of questions that it asks is different based on the project as well, because it's an AI coming up with the questions. So the AI then thinks, okay, maybe we only need to answer these questions. But yeah, now my team is ready. I'm happy with it. I choose Gemini for research because it has access to Google. I choose Claude for planning because Claude has a really good plan mode. And I choose Codex to build because I love Codex 5.5. It is the GOAT. So I'm going to go ahead and click create project. And now it's building the board for us. And boom. You can see it started. So you can kind of see already how it's forming. Gemini is generating. We've got Claude waiting. We've got Codex waiting. And you can kind of see they're inside of these boxes. Oh shit, we got an issue. Gemini quota exhausted. The selected Gemini model has, oh, okay. So I've run out of Gemini credits. So this is actually not going to work before Ace could produce a final response. Let me actually do this. Let me change this model. Let's use Codex. And let's see if this works. I need a continue button, I've just realized. Okay, so if an issue pops up, I need a continue button. Can I just hit this? I'll just say continue. Oh, it worked. Okay. Actually, no, it didn't work. Yeah, let me just hit continue. All right, let's see if this works. We've got Codex researching, we've got Claude building, and we've got Codex researching again. So the goal here is I just wanted to build an environment that is fun to build inside of, okay? So the goal for me was I'm live streaming all the time. This is a challenge and a journey that I'm just gonna continue to be on for a very long time. So why not build an environment that I build inside of that I can continually upgrade? Because, you know, who better to build it than a vibe coder, right? I'm constantly on X, like criminally on X. I'm literally like on that shit 24/7. I know the moment Claude makes an update. I know the moment Codex makes an update. I know the moment Sam Altman says something controversial. I know when Dario is going on meetings. I'm so tuned in and hooked into this environment and this niche that it's like, why shouldn't I make my own environment? So because I know what people care about. I know what people want. And so like, why not actually, you know, put that into an app? So yeah, if you're interested in participating and being one of the first to use this app, in the description, you can kind of see it's this link right here. Sign up to test my apps. If you're interested, just sign up with your email. I'm not gonna spam email you. I'm not like that. But if you're interested, the moment that the app goes live, I'm gonna send you an email. So yeah, sign up. I've got a bunch of questions and I haven't read any of them. Let me go through them. I've been working on, so Decan's saying I've been working on my schedule is always way off to watch the streams, but I'm sick right now. Okay, good to know. I mean, I'm going to try and live stream earlier, Decan. So hopefully it's not always midnight for you. Now I have been saying that for a long time, but hey, I'm trying, okay? Pain, what's good? How's this different from BridgeMind, Pilarium, or Canvas, other ADE? I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually looked at their tools, so I couldn't tell you how it's different. That's quite cool. How much you pay Claude for the entire app? Not tried this myself. So this is actually a combination of Codex and Claude. I used Claude Design to literally design every single component. So we can go to Claude Design right now. You'll see I've got all of these different components, right? And I would go in here, like for example, with the slider onboarding. You can see I got Claude to design that neat little onboarding screen that you saw earlier. Like I literally got Claude to do everything. So this is the onboarding that we just witnessed. Claude designed it. And what this is really good for is it removes guesswork, because it lets Claude kind of visualize what the app's going to look like. And then all you got to do is hit this share button, hit export, download it as a .zip, and then you can literally just give it to Codex, and Codex will just build it out really neatly. Now, I will say that has been a bit of a nerf with GPT 5.5. I don't know if anyone else has noticed it, but GPT 5.5 just within the last couple of days has not been performing to its best. So I'm thinking Claude at the moment is the better tool, but yeah. I'll inspect the workspace and tool. Okay, so if you full screen this chat, it kind of feels like a ChatGPT environment. You can kind of just talk to it. But yeah, we can see Codex is working right now. Looks like we're up to the build phase. Up here, you can kind of see the mission contract, Pomodoro timer test. You can kind of save checkpoints, connect to GitHub, all that sort of jazz. GPT 5.6 should be coming late this month or late July. Really? Dude, I'm super hyped for GPT 5.6. What are you paying for each plan? I pay for the 20x plan for GPT 5.5, which is about, in Australian dollars, it's 300, but I think it's 200 US. And then I pay for the 5x plan, 5x max plan on Claude, which is about 100 US. So those are the two plans that I have at the moment. A lot of people seem to be moving towards markdown folders and text instead of making a bunch of agents. Thoughts? This has been a thing that has been going on for a long time. Markdown files, I've been talking about this like maybe 3-4 months ago. It's a great option. You know, markdown files are what Claude and AI agents like to read. However, it is also worth noting that one of the lead engineers for Claude recently made an article. Recently made an article, and by the way, you can see Claude is currently running my Chrome browser here to verify that the logo is implemented in all the right spots. But this guy called Tariq made an article, and it is this one right here. Using Claude Code, the unreasonable effectiveness of HTML. This article went viral, 14 million views, 17,000 likes. Like, you don't get more than that in the AI niche. So this went viral, and he's basically just saying how, yeah, markdown files are cool, but did you know that you can actually do a lot more with HTML and its flexibility? So yeah, highly recommend reading this article if you haven't already. HTML files are really neat and handy. That's quite a high cost. What do you think about DeepSeek and Kimi for beginners, or would you just get the $20 plans? I mean, look, you can use whatever you want. Everyone has different limitations, right? For some people, it's time. For some people, it's money. For some people, it's knowledge. Everyone has different limitations. For me, I'm happy to pay to cut my time, you know? I'm happy to pay a little more for these more kind of premium models, just so I can reduce the amount of time I'm having to fix on debugs and stuff like that. If you have more time and you have less money, then yeah, you can go for these cheaper models, and just be wary that you will probably be spending more time finishing and finalizing your app. The way that I look at it, it's already hard enough to build the app, so why not try and get the most possible headwind that you can to finish the app and to reach the finish line. Because reaching the finish line in itself is a challenge, right? So, you can use these Chinese models. DeepSeek's great. Just know you're not getting the best, GPT 5.5, I'm convinced I wouldn't have been able to build this app if it wasn't for GPT 5.5. It was just so good at getting things done. Almost dropped my coffee. I need to get a tissue. Give me 1 second. You know, it's also worth noting, like, it sounds expensive to run these models, right? You're thinking, oh damn, $300 subscription plus $100 subscription. It sounds expensive. But if you're coming from a space of, man, I used to have to hire a developer to build an app and it would cost me 20 grand, and then the developer would take 6 months longer than he said he would, and then the app would come back and I'm not even happy with it. Now, you're saying I can build the app myself if I grind hard enough within a month, and it's only going to cost me $400 worth of subscriptions. That's a no-brainer in my eyes, and the app is going to look exactly how I want it to. So you can see that there's different perspectives here, right? Imagination scene, where, you know, on one hand, it's like, damn, to get into this space, it's actually really expensive. But then on the other hand, if you're already in this space, then you're looking at this like, damn, it's actually a lot cheaper than it used to be. Nice. The logo is looking a lot cleaner. So I believe this is... I'm not even sure which agent is doing this. I think this is the logo placement. Is Codex all you use? No, I use Claude and Codex and Gemini. But you don't really need the $200 to build an app. Plus, there's always free tiers. I mean, yeah, you don't need it. You don't need it. I was more talking about making your agents with Markdown or HTML. Both work rather than building them. Yeah, that's totally fine. But what you can't do is you can't connect the agents together. So, for example, if you give Claude the best Markdown file in the world, it's got a second brain and it's self-improving 24/7, you still need to copy its response and send it to Codex or ChatGPT. That is a very manual thing that you still need to do. And so what you're left with is you're waiting for Claude to respond. It takes, right now it's taking 11 minutes on the prompt. You hang around for 11 minutes. Finally, it creates a response. You copy that response. You paste it into Codex. You have to wait another 10 minutes. You copy that response, paste it back into Claude. Like, everyone's workflow is different, right? My workflow is heavy on using multiple models to come up with the best outcome, because each model has different biases, right? Codex has a bias towards building a tool. Claude has different biases. Gemini has different biases. But when you combine all these tools together, you can get the most coherent answer because they're all kind of working with each other to find the best response. So the ability to connect multiple agents to build that team out and then to be able to give them separate markdown files all within an environment is quite handy. Opus 4.6 thinking still better than Opus 4.7 and 4.8. It's sad. I have seen that on the benchmarks. Thanks. That's an interesting perspective. And if you can build in a month, that's very affordable then. 100%. But hey, you can always use these other tools. Like Kimi is really good. DeepSeek is really good. And you know, if you're just getting started, I would almost recommend using these cheaper tools because you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And I always see that paying for those mistakes is kind of your tuition fee. So do you want your tuition fee to be, you know, thousands of dollars because you're using the premium tools? Or maybe you want it to be a few $100s because you're using these cheaper tools. Yo, Pomodoro timer. Okay, looks like it's testing it. Yo, what happened here? We've got an error. Take a screenshot. Open this up. Paste it in here. And this is all we're doing, is we're just constantly using the app and breaking it and then fixing it. Maybe I'll let Opus build this. We just got a bunch of errors on the app Can you please review them and why they may have occurred and potentially fix them? All right. What's this he's saying over here? The onboarding. What was squished and why? What I changed. Result. Verified live in the browser. Okay. Let's create PR. Are you controlling the Chrome browser right now? I can see that you've made some changes to 127.0.0.1 localhost. Can you please review? It's looking pretty good in terms of the logo placement. Can we add it to the app now? And that's kind of why I like Conductor as well, is I can switch between Claude and Codex. The gap between cheaper open source versus Frontier is just so massive. Yeah, exactly, right? Like it's quite a big gap. Like if we went on to agent rankings, is it Coliseum? Who does agent rankings, AI agent ranking, coding agent rankings? Where's the Coliseum? Arena. You can see Claude kind of dominates the 6. We've got Quen though that comes in. We've got GLM, Minimax, Claude. Then we got GPT over here at 14, which is honestly ridiculous. Is this purely based off of people voting? I feel like this is a little unrealistic in terms of people voting, only because I feel like Claude's marketing is a lot better than the other AI models. So obviously they're going to get more votes because they're just known more than the other ones. Like if you go to YouTube, for example, you'll know straight away that Claude gets more search volume than Codex, Kimi, and every single other AI agent combined. Claude has a way like dominance in terms of market share, mind share. So I don't know if this is human voted, then I don't know. Might be a little inaccurate. Let's go ahead and merge this. The logo is already live in the runtime. All right. I haven't had an app. So there's this like weird kind of, it's super subtle, but there's this light kind of, I'll highlight it. Currently inside one of the canvases, and you can see that there's this light kind of square highlight around the logo. You can also see that the ACE text is hidden. I'm assuming maybe by the Pomodoro timer test icon, which we can probably remove. Like we don't really need this Pomodoro timer test thing here. Verification passed. So usually there's a build and open here. Let me check. So if I am correct, there should be a POM. No, there is not. Okay, let me figure this out. Okay, open cannot resolve a standard system app by bundle identifier in the environment. So launch services is not reliable here. So I'm going to verify the app as far as possible. Okay, so we have an issue. If I can copy this. Fix app errors. Let me see what it said here. I'll start by reading let me look at the errors more closely. The codex errors showing command executions being rejected, blocked by policy. Let me explore how the app orchestrates Codex and where this policy enforcement happens. I found the core mechanism. Let me compare against the other agent runners and check the Codex CLI's own docs. The contrast is clear. Gemini's runner has extensive STDERR sanitization, dead up guard, while Codex's runner passes each raw line straight through as its own error toast. Let me confirm the toast behavior on the front end and check the Codex CLI's own sandbox doc. Okay. I think it's crazy that Anthropic Claude Loki popped up out of nowhere. 100%, man. I think it was last year in May where they released the Claude 4 series. Before then, they had the Claude 3 series, I think. Crazy times, man. Crazy. I think the year before that, they released the Claude 3 series. What called that app that you are using both AIs for multi-agent development? This is my own app, Alex. It's called Ace. There's a link in the description if you want to sign up and be one of the first to use it. But yeah, this is my own app that I'm building. Okay, so we got the root cause. What the errors are. Every toast in your screenshot comes from a single Codex action that got blocked, was building a native macOS Pomodoro timer app, and then tried to install plus launch plus quit it with one multi-line shell command. There are actually two separate problems stacked here. Root cause, why it was blocked. Ace launches Codex with only allows write inside the project folder. The command writes to launches a GUI, the UX bug. Why it looked like a bunch of errors. Codex prints that failure across 5 lines. The policy, the Codex runner emits each raw line as its own error event, and the front end turns each into a separate red toast. So one logical failure becomes 5 cryptic toasts full of timestamps. Let me fix problem 2, the clear, correct, safe fix, and give Codex policy rejections one clean message instead of a flood. So the prompt was to create a working app that is published and opened inside of the Mac device for the user to test. Now, Codex tried to fulfill this goal. However, it got blocked in the process. How can we fix this? Not the Ace, the one where you use Codex Claude building multi-agent. Oh yeah, this one is called Conductor. This is only available inside of Mac devices at the moment, but it basically lets you just use Codex and Claude inside of this environment to build apps. It's really handy. I use it all the time. So we can see even here, it's changed the logo, which is nice. Maybe give it a refresh. Yeah, it's changed the logo. Wherever the logo would have been, it looks like it's changed it. Interesting. It's blocked. Codex is the only agent boxed into the workspace, so it's the only one that fails the build it and open it for me workflow. The fix is to bring Codex in line with the others by giving it full access. Codex is 3 sandbox modes: a read-only, workspace write, danger, full access. The last one is the equivalent of Gemini's YOLO. Let me run the linter and type checker to make sure the string change doesn't break anything. Then I'll do a quick smoke test to verify that the policy actually allows open and OSIS script commands. Now when using good test by running a simple command and writes to TMP to confirm the workspace write policy is working as expected. The new behavior deserves test coverage in the same style. Okay, cool. Are you able to connect both subscriptions to it? Yes, you are, up until the 10th of June. So tomorrow, you will be allowed to use Claude inside of this environment using your subscription. Let me. So if I was to save checkpoint saved. Neat. Here's what's actually going on with the canvas view. Good news, nothing here is broken in the code, and the one thing you can act on is quick. Want me to A, make ace always visible in the board top bar, and or B, anything with the project chip. Otherwise, the only step is pulling the content update to clear the old logo square. Yeah, make ace always visible in the board, top bar, and also clear the old logo square. Can give this a restart. Yeah, see current code plus new asset, what it becomes after the app update, old assets, cool. So after the 10th of June, you won't be able to use the Claude. Which one do you prefer, Codex or Claude? And which one do you think it's better at the moment? I prefer Codex because I built this entire app on Codex. However, Claude is also really good. However, it might be limited due to the ability to not use it in third-party apps. It's quite shit. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna chuck some music on and lock in for a bit. That was really loud. Apologies. Create a PR and push. Do you know if there is any AI that can be used for coding that do not have that many restrictions lately? They updated them a lot, and most of the time you can't do some automations. Yeah, Codex. Codex 5.5 is very unrestricted. There's a lot you can do with Codex. Done, push and branch, what's in it? Merge. Hey man, how did the launch go? I think I missed it. I haven't launched it yet. We're very close. We have 3 things left on our checklist. Actually, we can check this one off. We just tested it. Cancel subscriptions end at the cancellation date. Tick that off. So all that's really left is just polishing, onboarding, and setting this up, and we're good to go. Does the app need to be rebuilt, or will a simple restart update it? Close that. Fix Claude research agent role. We can Claude. Can you please review Claude and how it's involved inside of the ASAP right now? Looks like this is fine. Actually, Claude, I don't think it is fine. Fix Claude research agent role, yes. And now I've lost it. Continue. Does the app need to be rebuilt, or with a simple restart update it? No, full rebuild needed. The download and restart replaces the rebuild. No reinstalling, no new DMG. Okay, cool. Let me just do that then. Wait for the update to pop up. Always show ace word mark in the board. The other thing worth noting is there's meant to be a open button on the mission contract when a build is completed. This is because, you know, non-technical people are using the app. They want a simple way to open the app that they've just built rather than having to run commands or prompt the team again. This did not pop up. Can you look as to why? I think you should hype the launch date even more. Hormozy have promoted his book for a year and it's worth it. Appreciate the tip, bro. The thing is, I don't know the launch date fully yet, so that's kind of why. But also, I mean, I have kind of hyped it up, you know? We've got 2,000 people in the email list. We've got a Discord. We've got my whole YouTube, like I'm planning to make a video. So there will be a bit of hype around the launch. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I could probably hype it up a bit more. But I don't know. I kind of don't want the launch to be too hyped either because, you know, there's probably going to be a lot of things that break. And so I would rather it be like a bit gradual. I fix a bunch of the problems and then it gets hyped and launches and like I go a bit harder on the marketing. Continue where we left off. I think my Claude usage is almost there, to be honest. Let me check. Oh, 36%, that's not too bad. Card says verification passed. The required gates pass with no openable artifact. So the open button feature exists and is gated on detecting an openable artifact. And here it found none. Let me trace how that detection works. So there should be a update coming soon. We're waiting on that update. One thing I think would be cool is in the projects, just showing the most recently opened in order. Can we make projects, each board be ordered in terms of which one was opened most recently? This way, the board that the user has used most recently or most frequently pops up first. Most recently pops up first. Hey, Rich Ducat, how we doing, man? It's a bit early for you to join the stream right now. You usually join a bit later. Rich Ducat, without fail, joins the stream as I'm about to end the stream. So this is the first time Rich Ducat's joined without me being close to ending it. Marcel Agency, yo, curious to know because I've seen it stable in terms of your revenue being on 47K for quite a long time. What's stopping the progress to 100K? Yeah, it's a great question. I've just been working on building this app called Ace. Before I built Ace, I was building this app called Autonomous App Factory. Now that Autonomous App Factory ended up merging into Ace. And so I've kind of just been in this massive build phase without launching the app for anyone to pay for. So, you know, the first app that we built, All Miner, generated most of that revenue. It was a crypto app. It did $650,000 in trading volume. It generated about $37,000. And the issue with crypto is it was a very kind of flash in the pan kind of trend that I hopped on for that app, and it quickly lost all its users and kind of just stopped generating revenue. So that's kind of why the revenue's been a bit stagnant recently. But yeah, hope that answers your question, bro. This app we're planning to launch very soon. This is kind of my launch checklist for the app. I made this so there would be less scope creep, and I just kind of stuck to what needs to be done. And we're very close. You can see we've ticked almost everything off the list. We just got two things: onboarding and setting a new branch in GitHub, and we're done. When it starts ripping, I want to donate some proceeds to your sponsor, to your stream as a sponsor, please. Yo, Rich Ducat, you don't gotta do that, bro. You don't gotta do that, bro. You joining in and just having a chat with me is more than enough, bro. Seriously. But yeah, this is probably going to be launched by end of the week or early next week, I'm predicting. Ace. So yeah, if that's something that you want to test out and try out for yourself, there's a link at the bottom of the description where you can chuck in your email. I'm not going to spam you. I will literally just send you an email when this app goes live, and you can be one of the first people to know about it. Think I got it. So this ACE thing will be next app you are launching soon to bring that revenue up, right? Yes, exactly. The landing page is already live. You can check it here. It's called Build with Ace. Ace.ai, and you know, it doesn't work right now because it's on sandbox mode, but yeah, you can kind of, Stripe is all configured, and you can kind of continue with Google and sign in and all that jazz. Okay, so I've just done a massive code review. The app is not broken. Baseline, the app is not broken. Wow, nice, thanks. With a clean dependency install, the repo is green. So nothing here is build breaking. The findings below are latent bugs, security hardening, duplication, and cleanup. Exactly the loose ends without breaking the app you asked for. 2 early scares were false alarms I ruled out. The npm cache was permission broken. The first install silently failed, fixed with an isolated cache. And errors reading was purely a missing generated, which the build regenerates. Not user facing string, so they don't violate the rule. How I reviewed it, 20 area specialist agents read every file in full. Critical high severity, fix these. Command injection, clone repo interpolates repo dest into a shell string. Shell injection, SSRF redirect bypass. Subscription gate is client only, no server route, WS handler checks. Toasts never auto dismiss. Classification something else. Text is dropped. Divergent duplicate mission logic. Notable mediums worth flagging. Webhook returns 400 on all errors, so Stripe won't retry transient DB failures. Okay. Duplication and overcomplication, 36 plus 21. See, I want to now use UltraCode to fix all of this, but it's going to just completely wipe out all of my tokens. So maybe I'll wait to do this when I'm not coding too much, because I feel like I need the full 100%. You're a boss joining now. I'm in. Legend. It's gonna go live really soon, so yeah, I'll send out an email. The app is not broken. That's a great news, LMAO. I know, right? Like, gee, thank you so much. The app is not broken. That's the state of my app. So funny. Bro, I'm slowly dropping the ball on my marketing agency thing and falling in love with this building AI apps thing. It sounds like a big passion starting for me. Maybe I need to start and build something random. Bro, 100%, man. Sometimes you just got to go all in. That's exactly what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go all in. I had about 10 months runway to pay for rent, expenses, everything. And you know, that runway shrunk to about 5 months left. And I'm finally able to, you know, pay for myself without eating into my savings. It's great. And I highly recommend it, man. You should definitely consider it. There's something so freeing about just working on what you want to work on and just using your brain to try and decipher what can potentially make some money. Obviously it's really hard, but that's part of the challenge and what makes it really rewarding when it does go right. Okay, so let's review some of this stuff. Order project boards by your music. Music stopped. Let me just start it again. Marcel, you should do it, bro. I was literally in the same boat as you. I used to run a marketing agency for crypto projects, and it was just, I didn't enjoy it. And so I just got into coding. Runtime note, I did not install or replace after PR, hashtag 399 merges to main. Workflow needs to publish, then the install be ordered in terms. Let's just merge this. It's not a big change. Alright, I need to get better at removing some of this stuff. Token access, rename user facing, push and merge, push and merge. So what did it say here? Confirm the button at the renders only when open target is truthy. Produces exactly a message in your screenshot with no openable artifact attached. Why the open button didn't appear? For a Mac app, all of these must be true or you get no button. Verdict, passed, it was. A Mac app part keyword is present in the mission, agent text, an artifact gate passed is found inside. The decisive constraint is hashtag 4. Every scan path, the explicit check, the blah, blah, blah. This is the same root cause as the earlier errors. Codex's block command was literally, Codex's plan was to stage and launch the app from TMP, which is outside its sandbox, and B, outside the workspace. Unblocking Codex may not be enough on its own. The dangerful access filters from before lets Codex actually build and open an app, but if it still puts the app in TMP, what I'd fix, your call on scope. Tell the build agents to build openable apps into the workspace, not in the mission system prompt. This is the highest leverage fix, and it pairs with the Codex unblock right now. Nothing instructs them where artifacts must land, most important. To recognize the Mac app, standalone Mac intent. Handle app names with spaces. I held off on editing because hashtag 1 is a product prompt permission decision, and hashtag 2 and 3 are heuristic changes I didn't want to make blindly because none of them help unless the app is actually produced inside the workspace. Want me to implement all 3 as a follow-up? I'll add them to the same PR or a new one. Yes, please implement all 3. Make sure this does not break anything, because that's gonna work. Just letting it know not to break anything. It's probably more higher chance of it breaking something now that I've said that. Nothing that's stopping me more than money though. I have one client left in agency thing, but not much savings, but I think I will figure this out. You know what they say, there's always option to go for. Exactly, right? I think people underestimate their ability to figure shit out. Like, at the end of the day, you are where you are. Think of all the hardships that have ever occurred, and you're here, you've survived. Like, you need to, sometimes maybe you just need to give your mind and the body the chance to see if it can endure the struggle, you know? Obviously it's scary, but hey, I had 10 months runway. If I ran out of my 10 months, I literally would be screwed. Yet I took that risk and I told myself I'd be able to figure it out. And here I am. I've kind of figured it out. I've like half figured it out. Conductor now supports Cursor Composer 2.5. It's fast, precise, and cost efficient. Select it in the model picker to get started. Yo, is Composer any good, guys? Anyone used it? Silu led, what's good? Give my mind, put it in the cloud or AI. I don't use Cursor. Wait, are you on OpenClaw anymore? Did you swap to Hermes? I actually have swapped to Hermes, but I haven't been going too hard on it, which is kind of why I haven't spoken about it too much. Yeah, I'm on Hermes and I have it reading my emails right now. It helps me draft up replies, especially if they're sponsors that are reaching out. It helps me research those sponsors as well. But yeah, that's kind of all I have it doing. It's nothing too complex. I do plan on exploring it more once the Ace goes live, because I really think Hermes could help me with managing Ace and, you know, having certain marketing activities handled by Hermes. Dude, auto accept mode on Claude is so nice. Continue. I'm just going to say continue. Interesting. I've never seen this. Is a new update. I haven't seen the auto update function pop up on Ace for a while. There's been a lot of GitHub merges and nothing has shown up. Let me go here, updates, check for content updates. Codex needs it for real. I've been Vibecoding this morning well into like 3 p.m. Damn. Just on the pro plan with 4.8 and K-Man when I woke up. I'm in the same situation. I've been making good money from an online service, but it was headache. So now I'm packaging in an app, but I'm afraid it's not going to serve the same non-technical audience. I mean, I think the way that I look at it is like, look at what I'm doing right now, for example. I'm live streaming me building. So there's two success points here. One is the app that I build is successful. Or two, the live stream that I'm live streaming and the account behind this live stream is also successful. There's two ways of this performing well. Now, when I first started building, I thought my apps were going to make the most money. Currently, I'm getting paid more from my YouTube, which I wasn't expecting. Now, I'm expecting this to kind of shift between the two, but yeah. I think it's like, how many success points can you do? Like, what's the highest leverage thing that you can do? For me, I found that because I love building apps, me live streaming building the app was really high leverage because, you know, not only am I building the app, but I'm also growing my personal brand, my audience. It kind of markets the app itself. It logged into my Apple ID account and spent $6,000, lol. No way. Is this your Hermes or your OpenClaw? Rich Ducat. That's crazy, bro. I hope my premium goes towards you, Doobie, lol. I can't deal with the ads on YouTube on mobile. That's so funny. I feel you, bro. Dude, I've got premium as well. It's weird, like the premium money, how it works. It's like you get like 10% of what the ads would usually have paid you. Has it figured it out? Now let me investigate. Found the problem. The last 3 runtime publish runs failed. The runtime release is stuck at commit while main has advanced to. Let me dig into why the workflow is failing. All 3 failing assertions just need workspace write update to dangerful access to match the shipped code. Let me create a fixed branch and update the test. All 10 pass. Let me run lint and type check the other 2 CL gates. Okay, cool. Only fails locally because Zustand isn't installed. Environmental, not a real failure to genuinely verify it, and the rest. of the suite. CL never reached. I need real dependencies per my memory note about this repo's flaky npm cache. I'll install with a clean temp cache. Dependencies installed cleanly and verified. Now let me run this full CL gate sequence. Okay, cool. Open it with, okay, well, let's try that. Does not exist. I only dev with a browser without ads if I need to test something. Okay, get rid of this. So we kind of worked on the onboarding a little bit here. I will say we need to change this. How will you know it's done? Because it's now this different screen entirely. Ace looking sick though. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. It's almost done, so I'd hope it was looking sick. If you get a monthly, I'd try it out. It is a monthly. If you go into here, you can pay with either annual or monthly. So maybe you asking that question has made me realize more people would think that it's annual, but you can switch to monthly here. So yeah. So what's this say? Update stopped appearing. Next step, merging will let the publish workflow succeed. I stopped short of merge. So this would be the new onboarding. Scene 5. Now this page is optional, so it's no longer optional. Now this page helps this page helps the AI ask a few crucial questions to help remove any room for misinterpretation. Because the more details you can provide Ace, the better the final output will be. Nice. So this is going to be kind of part of the onboarding that I'm doing. Does not break anything. One honest caveat. I have not committed or pushed these. You asked me to implement, not ship. Ship. Please push and open PR. You installed is still, but the newest runtime contains this ace rename to see the changes live in the app. Open settings. Okay. Monthly is what I prefer, or like a 3-month program, etc. I use a Cloud Mac for now till I can make money on iOS or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I prefer monthly too, to be honest. Unless I really love the tool, I'll almost always get monthly instead of annual. There we go. Finally, restart's coming back. Can close this. Nice. We're in. This is perfect. Look at that, clean. So if I was to close this up and then open it again, worth noting that the app icon has not changed yet. Where was that one? Ace codebase cleanup, recent border order. Rename user facing, runtime, publish. I think it might have been app and update it to the newest update possible. So this one was, I think it was logo. Fix Ace Spade logo, settings account, log out, pixel perfect Ace logo, replace Ace logo, engraved agent logo, maybe this one? The app icon has still not changed to the new Ace logo. I hate when I don't have an option for monthly or when yearly appears cheaper. You feel me on that? Like if you go for 2 years, it's cheaper for per month. You know, using AI to program mods is really sick too, Doobie. It really fun mods for games. Oh yeah? What have you been using it for? I've seen people use AI to create like Minecraft mods and stuff, which is pretty creative. What have you been using it for? Rebuild versus restart. We can remove this. 2 questions. Is the fix you have in mind when an agent's harness role is researcher, run it with the research preset internet access so Claude can actually research, or is it something else? Which model is the research in the research problem? Let me check here if it had the same issue again. From the file inspection, here's the final handoff plan, handoff artifact. Okay, I think it's fine. So I'm just doing one final workspace diff inspection. Okay. The thing that I'm trying to ask for is that when an agent has a specific role, to make sure that that role is kind of prioritized. You can kind of see in the output here for the research agent for Codex, it says I've already built and verified the native app artifact. So I'm just doing one final workspace diff inspection. Like, is that trying to verify that it's already built the entire app, even though its role was to actually... Oh, wait, never mind. I'll treat the new message as the active research change request. The verification command is no output despite no comment history change. So I'm running an explicit untracked file. I'm checking extract, built native app bundle, key files. Okay, should be good then. Continue. Okay, we can remove this. We can actually remove this. This has been runtime. No, I did not. Did I merge this? I think I did. Let me just verify. If I go in here, Pomodoro timer. Yep. Okay, cool. We can remove this. I tried Claude Design, but it's for something that's not a website or web app, and it's not working well. So I'm trying to learn Figma, and will know some of it. It's so complicated. Yeah, dude. Figma is hella complicated. Like, I haven't even touched Figma because it's just a completely new skill set. Elder Scrolls and stuff, some private servers for games to set up them up, like RuneScape or etc. or WoW. It really knows a lot. I have them local host, but I couldn't host them external if I didn't care about lol. Really? Is there legalities behind it? I thought it was okay as being like part of the community built kind of projects. Like, I thought that would be fine. Nice. The app is looking a lot cleaner now. So they got stopped mid. Continue to building and opening the app. Expected no change, files detected. Are you able to review the recent Pomodoro timer test project board and review everything that has happened inside it? Actually, we kind of fixed a lot of it, so maybe I'll just wait. I might need to give it another go. It depends on the company, but WoW and RuneScape are known for not allowing it really. WoW wants you to have a legit copy. You can't really on RuneScape. Yeah, okay. So it depends on the game. Some are more strict than others. Root cause the icon chips through the desktop channel, not the runtime channel. The app icon is baked into the desktop bundle. It can only change when the Electron shell is updated. What I verified. Fix desktop. This is a desktop shell action, which I'm not assigned agent to install these, so these are for you. please install them. You have permissions to. Higher res spade landed on main after I was tagged and the version was not bumped, so ships the earlier low res spade good enough to resolve its still circles. The refine icon currently exists in no published desktop release, and since main is still the updater can't deliver it. Yo, Pomodoro app is live. Let's go. All right, so start. Boom. Counting down. Clean. I can just have this running. Very, very swag. Okay. Now let's reset. Let's close it. I'm just local hosting so so I don't think people would care since I'm not giving other people access. That's pretty cool, bro. So the Pomodoro timer worked, which is pretty sick. I think we could still improve the onboarding. It's worth noting that the agents have the glowing animation that signals that they are working right now, even though there hasn't been a prompt for them to work on. Oh wow, you are so polite to your agent. You will be fine when they wake up. That's funny. Let's actually delete Pomodoro timer because I feel like there were a lot of issues with it. Review the latest version of the app and give me a deep understanding of ways that I could improve it regarding the one is the onboarding. Step 2, how to ask those questions. I feel like the questions being asked aren't 100% there yet. The goal was to make it so that it's asking questions for non-technical users, because it was asking more complex questions around artifacts and the code-based language and stuff like that, which like a non-technical person would have no idea what to say. So I prompted it to ask more non-technical questions about the finalized product and what a user would want. However, they still feel a little bit, it feels like it's missing something. So could you look into that? And also look into the rest of the app. And the whole point of this is that so that the combination of agents improves the output rather than the single agent having worked on the output. So can we look into how these agents are talking to one another, firstly, and secondly, if the output is good by your standards, and thirdly, what are some ways we could improve the output? And what are some ways we can just improve that connection between agents? You know, the smoother that is, the better the overall product is. Also, another thing worth considering is every time I prompt the agent, it takes a long time, right? And so is there any ways that we can reduce that time? I don't know. I'm open to ideas. Agent Harness. What you do is I want you to go out and research and understand Agent Harness. Then I want you to look at the ACE coding environment, agenda coding app that I built called ACE, which sometimes can code. I want you to understand and find discrepancy and weaknesses in the Agent Harness. What a researcher skill. What I actually want you to do is I want you to go out and I want you to review ACE. ACE coding environment, the agent coding environment app that I built called ACE, which sometimes can be called your code review latest version, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. You should, man. Silly led. You should make content around your builds because that's how you can continue to grow potential users using your app rather than just building it in silence. More than 15 agents breaks the workflow. Bitcoin rich AI, what are you talking about? I don't need users to need it, but I'd make a Git repo or something for it, Doobie. I mean, what's your goal, Silly Led? Like, are you trying to, sell your app, or is it just for yourself? Like, I guess everyone's motives are different, right? I want the refined icon to do what need to. Only thing really left is onboarding, which will require me to record some footage. So scene 1, hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click new project. Okay, let me take it from here. This is the ACE onboarding flow. Here you can share your project and ACE will create the team to help build it. Let me show you. First, name your project. I want to build an auto script writer. Now you can type your project out, or you can just hit the mic button and just yap. Keeping up with everything happening in the world of AI. Music just stopped playing. Keeping up with everything happening in the world of AI can be hard, so I want to automate the entire process from research to script generation. Every morning I want to wake up to one short form script around AI and vibe coding. I'll also just drag in my product requirements document I generated earlier and we're good to go. Now this page helps with Now, this page helps the AI ask a few crucial questions to help remove any room for misinterpretation. Because the more details you can provide ACE, the better the final output will be. Now, selecting your team size, it's important to note the bigger the team, the longer and more costly the output will be. Here's the rule of thumb. Use smaller teams for simpler tasks and bigger teams for more complex ones. I'll pick 3. Here, I want it to run every morning, so I'll select daily. Here, you'll be able to customize your team. You can swap out different models for different roles and edit the system prompt if you like. For example, I actually want Gemini for research because it has access to Google and Claude for review. And here it is. I now have an AI team that autonomously writes scripts for me every day. Do you hear that headroom may be better than conductor? I posted it on the school. I'll have to have a look, Amelia. Headroom. Is it non-technical, like user-friendly? I have like 3 domains or something like that I hosted projects for fun stuff on. Would it help if each scene had like an arrow to it? I mean, maybe. This is mainly just for me though. Like, this is just for me to script. Like, I'm just kind of storyboarding it. Like, this isn't for AI, this is for me. Anyone in the chat got advice for me? Just starting to vibe code, trying to make small projects and stuff. What's some complex use cases I'll be able to do once it's launched? I mean, you can create, so picture when I built the autonomous app factory, you would literally be able to build the autonomous app factory. That's the end goal, right? You will be able to create, teams of up to 7 AI agents. So you can kind of see here, you can create a specialized team of AI agents going end to end with an app. So one could be researching the app that you want to build. The next could be planning the app to build. The next could be building the app, then critiquing the app, then polishing the app. And then you have a loop to then go back to build based on what it's saying in critique and polish. Goes back to build, makes the changes, and continues. That's one. You could create a workflow that writes you scripts every morning and you wake up to a script. Gemini does the research. You like how Claude writes the drafts. But then you want Codex to kind of be a third party that reviews the script it's just generated. Or maybe you just want to create a product requirements document and you can have ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude all talk to each other inside of the app to create that document. I know this is a tool that I use frequently, just being able to create PRD documents. So yeah, this one's really useful. I've kicked off the full release. Here's where things stand while the build runs. Okay, so once the workflow succeeds, GitHub will have a desktop release carrying the refined icon. Any install, including your now local, picks it up. View the app menu, check for updates, restart your machine, already shows the refined icon from the local install. Let me check. Hey, we got the new Ace logo. So I just click this. Nice. Looks super clean. Where is it? There it is. Look how clean that logo is. Dope. And now we're in. I did not check headroom, but looks pretty user-friendly for me. Okay. I do have Superbase, yes. So now, we need to create the video. Let's see what Agent Harness Research came back with. Verdict. ACE is much stronger than the earlier harness. It now has a mission architect route. Mission contracts, workflow output gates, approval gates, staged outputs, and a better non-web intent handling. The remaining issue is not no harness, it is that the harness still feels too implementation shaped for normal users, and the agent collaboration is mostly sequential handoff, not true contract driven teamwork. The current step 02 still leaks technical framing. The AI prompt asks for ACE multi-agent workflow questions, and the fallback examples include terms like side effects, negative constraints, artifact scheduled runs, and deliverables. Model is being asked to sound friendlier, but its examples are still engineering shaped. For example, a plumbing business social content mission currently gets questions like, what should each scheduled run produce? And what should ACE avoid building? It does not first ask the more human questions: who is this for? What platform? What tone? What should be included? What should ACE do with a finished post? I would redesign step 2 around 5 plain English question families. Where should the result go? Who is it for? What should it feel like? What should each run include? What is not allowed when needed in user language? For the script writer example, ideal step 02 would be agent collaboration. Right now, agents mostly okay. So let's work on this. Currently looking to fix step 2 of the onboarding. ACE looks incredible right now. 20 days ago, not so much. Thanks, Emilio. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we've come a long way, man. Okay, we got Opus working on that. Let's look at the next. Agent collaboration. Right now, agents mostly communicate through stage outputs, and each stage consumes prior stage blocks, and the final answer is usually the selected final stage output. That is clean and deterministic, but it is not yet a strong collaboration protocol. The missing piece is a shared contract loop. Planner writes a short task contract. Builder proposes how it will satisfy it. Evaluator approves or amends the contract before build starts. Builder executes. Evaluator tests against the contract. Final assembler produces the user-facing result using the evaluator's findings. This is close to what Anthropic describes planner, generator, evaluator, plus explicit criteria and negotiated sprint contracts. The key lesson is that evaluator separation matters because self-review is too generous. ACE has reviewers, but they need stricter rubrics and tool-backed checks, not just review this handoff. Regarding agent collaboration, currently it is sequential. So if we have a team of 3 versus a team of 5 or a team of 7, we need to support these different sizes teams. What you're proposing is the planner, builder, and evaluator all talk before the builder executes. Now that requires a certain workflow. That requires a loop between the evaluator and the builder. Because it's sequential, it would go planner, builder, evaluator, then evaluator goes back to the builder and then it builds. That's a specific loop, and so it needs to work within the constraints of the app that we've built with the stage priorities and everything like that. So how would that look without breaking the foundations of the app? Output quality, by my standards, ACE is moving in the right direction, but still likely inconsistent. The reasons: step 02 does not always collect the information that makes the output good. The final output is often last agent response, not a deliberate synthesis pass. QA agents can approve from text summaries instead of testing the actual artifact or output. Proof gates check existence and basic substance, but not useful taste or domain fit. The team can be too large for simple tasks, which adds latency without guaranteed quality lift. Improvements, highest leverage changes. Add a final assembler stage that always integrates all prior agents' outputs into one user-facing answer. Add typed handoff objects. Give evaluators a scorecard based on step 2 answers. For app sites, require evaluator interaction with the actual output when possible, not just file review. Add a fast, better autonomous choice before execution. Better planner. Step 2, and board plans by mission text, so back and forth onboarding does not rerun models unnecessarily. I would make the next PR entirely about step 2 quality. Okay. I'm already working on that. My dream goal is so that I can make enough money for me and my mom to have a house. Not even a mill or bill, etc. Just enough for our area. That's a reasonable goal. I think that's achievable. I think regarding output quality, do you think a lot of the things mentioned in agent collaboration would fix this? Regarding adding a final assembler stage that always integrates all prior agents' outputs into one user-facing answer, I like that idea. I don't think it needs to have a stage though. I think it can just have an output. Or maybe that's just what the final builder review agent's output is. I'm just curious how to frame that final assembler. Like, does it need to be a separate stage, or can it just happen without the user seeing it? It's just in the back end. Currently, we let the user look through all 3 stage options or every previous AI agent's response. So when they look at the final message, they can kind of click between the different outputs. For the add a fast, better autonomous choice before execution, we already allow users on the onboarding to pick the team, right? So maybe we can just be a bit more give a bit more clarity around the speed of which the agent or process is occurring. Regarding the highest level leverage changes, I just want you to think about, not breaking the foundations of the app and being able to build on top of what is already there without kind of adding complexity. What can happen in the background without the user needing to know? ACE often starts a multi-agent workflow when the job may need only one strong model. Show a brief ACE will give the agents panel in normal language. Brief ACE will give the agents. Panel in normal language. Add a what ace will make preview before team size. Okay. Highest leverage. Can you create an action plan for me? After reviewing and answering my questions, please create a action plan for me in terms of the things we need to focus on. Then provide me a prompt for me to send to the agents for each action plan. Separate it so that one agent is not handling the output quality as well as the agent collaboration. They should all kind of focus in their own area. Dante Manuel, what's good? Oh yeah, bro, I've been building harness past 3 months. How you going with that? It's pretty tricky, hey. I didn't know I was until a few weeks ago. Yeah. That's funny. I kind of know what you're talking about. I was in the same boat as well. As I was building Ace, I was like, hang on a second, last week in a live stream, I was like, hang on a second. My agent harness needs to be good. Otherwise, this app is not going to be good. It's kind of funny. I finished the design because I was just building what I needed. Dude, I 100% feel you, bro. All right, so we got the prompts here. Let's have a quick read. Yes, a lot of output quality problems would be better fixed by better collaboration, but not all of them. The best quality drivers are better role contracts, better builder review loops, better final assembly, better proof gates. You can improve this without breaking Ace's foundations. Do not replace the stage system and build on top of it. How collaboration should fit Ace. I would not make all agents chat freely. That adds complexity and noise. Ace already has the right foundation, stages, priorities, outputs, and loop edges. Use a contract first sequential workflow. For 3 agents, for 5, for 7. Loop should usually cover builder through evaluator, only rerunning every upstream agent wastes time. That gives you alignment without adding extra visible stages. Okay. Redesign. Okay, we've already done that. Agent collaboration agent. What's my Claude usage on? We're at 75%. So let me get GPT on this. I kind of want to get Claude on this, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, fuck it. That was Ace collaboration, right? Review Ace agent collaboration. Cool. Keep going, brother. Got to lock back in. Cheers, bro. Good luck with what you're building, man. Agent collaboration done. Output quality agent. Hidden final assembler agent. we did the speed and execution profile agent. ACE runtime speed and execution profile clarity on the latest main. A plan and patch for clearer speed expectations in boarding. Map team sizes to user-facing labels, faster, balanced, autonomous. Add adaptive execution rules where safe. Skip extra review when task is simple. Improve passes. Avoid rerunning research stages and loops. Yeah, that would help a lot. Add instrumentation for per agent latency, prompt size, and skip stages. Do not change the visual canvas foundation. Do not remove the user's ability to inspect individual agent outputs. Add tests for execution profile selection and loop scope behavior. Alright. Let me just review speed and execution real quick. Team size is not the same as speed. The onboarding slider should explain expected behavior. 3 agents faster, 1 build pass, 1 review pass. Balanced autonomous. In the background, ACE can still skip unnecessary stages if confidence is high or the task is simple. Okay, so we copy this. Okay, let me just paste it in here. Copy this. Paste it here. Boom. And bam. All right, hopefully Claude doesn't run out of usage and we are good to go. These should bring some noticeable improvements to the app. Nice. The website's looking clean. Got the new favicon up here. Alright, let's have a look at this. So what I'm thinking of doing is, hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click new project. So if I go into docs, create a ACE onboarding. And so what I think it'll do is this will be basic the new project. You click it and then it plays a video. So I don't know if Claude Design can assist me with this. All right, so I'll just copy this. I go GPT. So I want to create an onboarding flow when a new user joins the app for the very first time. And what's going to happen is literally the moment they pop up and they log into the app, a video is going to pop up of me saying, hey, welcome to ACE. To get started, go ahead and click new project. And then I kind of want it to be interactive. So the user can see inside of the ACE project that the new project button is highlighted and is waiting to be clicked. Then once the user clicks new project, a video kind of pops up saying, okay, let me take it from here. And then I kind of run through the entire onboarding flow of building a new team. and I would like it to be interactive. So my head is basically showing, almost like a live demo, but it's pre-recorded. And I'm on the top right-hand side with my face showing, but I'm clicking through each of the buttons live on their app. Go and plan for this. A few questions that I have is, how can we build this so that it is timed perfectly with me talking? So for example, when I'm saying, so I'm just going to click this button, it actually goes and clicks that button. How can we make sure that everything is timed perfectly? And how can we make it so that the user can kind of just watch? They can't really touch anything or interact. It's kind of like a forced tutorial. Please plan this out thoroughly and let me know what you need from me to make this work. Here is an idea of the script. Here's an idea of the work of the onboarding scene. So maybe I'll make this text bigger. All right, screenshot this. And just paste it in here. Mate, I have to go. Have a nice end of stream. Peace out. Peace out, Emilio. Thanks for joining us today, man. Oh no, we've run out of usage limit. Damn it. I have to let these all continue. And how long have I got? I've got 2 hours until reset. You run out of usage too? Yep, thought so. At the end of the forced onboarding, should ACE create a real project team for the user or only demonstrate the flow? A tutorial leaves the user with a usable starter project and teaches the actual path. Yeah, okay. How should the presenter video synchronize with UI actions? Cue manifest. You provide or we generate timestamped cues and the app advances from video time for precise repeatability. Cue manifest. You provide or we generate timestamped cues and the app advances from video time for precise repeatability. Segmented clips, one short video per scene, makes retakes easier but causes more visible transitions. Auto app estimates queue times to transcript text quicker to produce but less exact. Cue manifest. During the force tutorial, how much user interaction should be allowed? Only highlighted targets. Block everything except the exact step target, including close buttons until the tutorial permits them. Do you use local AI Unc? No, I don't. Hey, are you in school or something? No, I am not. This is me full time. Final presenter video file, preferably MP4 or WebM with the face positioned for top right overlay. Transcript of rough timestamp notes for each scene. Okay. Final starter project details. Okay. Team size, cadence, whether or to open any role details during the demo. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. This is exactly what I needed. Currently, I have a job where I work as an industrial analyst engineer, working heavily at a large company, improving process flow at a manufacturing level, and a part of that is using SQL data, table EA. I come up with and improve reports for operations. Would you say coming up with some kind of consultant role or small business in this space using AI is worth it? Everything I've seen so far is so much. More sales, so much more sales than operations efficiency focused in terms of startups. Would you say coming up with some kind of consultant role or small business in the space using AI is worth it? Of course it is, man. You got to consider think of how many companies right now are being bombarded by shareholders, by LinkedIn, by social media, of how powerful AI is and how it's helping people automate things. Now think about these companies who have been operating a certain way for so many years. They're getting bombarded from every single angle about AI and how amazing it is, but they don't have anyone to actually assist and help them understand how AI could help their business. It's a huge role and there's heaps of demand, but there's not that many people who are filling that role because it's such a new thing. So yes, there is definitely room and there's definitely a lot of pros to being a consultant or engineer, analyst, whatever you want to call it, for companies in the space. specifically around AI adoption. Yeah. So, I mean, since I guess Claude is actually not, I might actually just switch to Codex. But I wanted Claude to do it, if I'm being honest. Please generate a script based off the screenshot. Each black box is one scene. So scene 1, then the text, scene 2, then the text, in the correct order. All right, now I just need to film this. All right, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Thanks for keeping me company today. We've run out of Claude usage, so we're going to continue tomorrow. Now, hopefully, if I've got time today, I'm going to pump out the script for the onboarding flow. And from there, we will basically be constructing the onboarding. And hopefully, that's the last thing on our checklist. So we're kind of good to go. But yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out.